Let x, y be continuous variables with joint density function given below. Calculate probability y less than x given that x equals 1/3. So we start by writing our well-known formula. Probability A given B equals probability A and B divided by probability B. So probability this given this would be probability y less than x and x equals 1/3 divided by probability x equals 1/3. Let's first examine the denominator. So when x is 1/3, the fxy becomes f 1/3 y. So you just substitute 1/3 for x. So you get 24 times 1/3 y. So, all right, x is replaced with 1/3. And you get 8y. And since we also are given that y is between 0 and 1 minus x, so x is 1/3, so that would mean y is between 0 and 1 minus 1/3. Y is between 0 and 2/3. So for the denominator, what we have is that the PDF ends up being 8y, and y needs to go from 0 to 2/3. And so the probability x equals 1/3 would be 0 to 2/3 of 8y. And that's the integral of 8y is 4y squared, and you substitute the limits at 16/9. Now examine the numerator. Numerator of 1 says probability y less than x and x equals 1/3. So once again, we do have x equals 1/3. So that will force the fxy to be once again 8y. But this time, we also have y less than x. And since x is 1/3 and y also needs to be bigger than 0, according to the given condition, y needs to be bigger than 0, and it needs to be less than 1 minus x, which means it's less than 2/3. But here we have additional requirement that it also needs to be less than x. Yeah, numerator is also requiring y less than x. So less than x means less than 1/3. And when you do the overlap of less than 2/3 and less than 1/3, it means less than 1/3. So it has to be bigger than 0 and it has to be less than 1/3. And therefore, the numerator would be the integral of the PDF from 0 to 1/3. 8y, 0 to 1/3. And that ends up being 4/9. And so the required probability would be the numerator divided by the denominator. We've calculated both of them. Denominator was 16/9, numerator was 4/9. So 4/9 divided by 16/9, the 9's cancel out. 4/16 is 1/4. So that was choice C.